Here to talk about Super Tuesday is Travis County GOP Chairman Matt Mackowiak and Ed Espinoza from Progress, Texas. Thank you both for being here.
Good to be here.
Ed, does the fact that Buttigieg and Klobuchar suspended their campaigns help candidates including Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Mike Bloomberg?
Look, it definitely has a big impact on the race. Them dropping out the day before Super Tuesday means that there are lots of votes on the table that have no place to go. Now, its early vote has been over, so about half of the votes in this contest have already been cast. But another 50% of the electorate that was going to support Klobuchar and Buttigieg, which in total is probably 7% of the electorate. If even a fraction of that goes over to another candidate, like, say, Biden, that could change the outcome of this primary because Biden and Bernie have been so tight in the lead in this race. So it might only be one big news cycle that these candidates create, but a big news cycle before a big primary day can make a big difference.
Matt, now that Buttigieg and Klobuchar have left the race, who gets their pledged delegates and how are they redistributed?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it would occur probably based on who they choose to endorse. And in Buttigieg and Klobuchar's case, they're both endorsing Biden. So I imagine all or the very large majority of those votes would ultimately go to Biden. Now, they may be pledged on the first ballot. I don't know if that means they have to go to the second ballot. And of course, that's when 500 superdelegates come into play. So it's going to be something to watch when we get to Milwaukee later this summer. But look, this is important, not just for the reasons Ed identified. It's also important because the question of whether you hit 15% viability statewide, and particularly in states like Texas and California, is also at play here. If you take Buttigieg and Klobuchar, whose share of the vote probably would have been pretty small, but you apply that then to Biden, it increases the likelihood that he has that statewide threshold and that he may win some additional congressional districts on Tuesday, which are going to give him more delegates. Look, it's clear the Stop Bernie movement is underway. The Democratic Party is making that effort. You had two candidates drop out. All eyes now turn to Elizabeth Warren. We'll see if she's willing to take this to the convention, as she said.
Ed, which Democratic candidate do you think will take Texas tomorrow?
The way it's currently looking is it looks like Biden's going to run away with it. I mean, if you've got Klobuchar and Buttigieg, and there's rumors that others are going to line up behind Biden tonight, I think that gives him a lot of push heading into Super Tuesday. But Matt brings up a good point. Bloomberg and Warren are still factors in this race. You know, in the last poll that we did, which is an ancient poll that came out 6 days ago, showed that there were 4 candidates who were viable in this race. If this movement happens, you could still have 4 candidates viable in this race, or 2. The question now is, do all 4 remain viable, or do Bernie and Biden just run so far away from the pack that they leave everyone in their dust? And that, to me, is going to be the big question on primary night.
All right, Matt, what is your prediction for Texas and Super Tuesday?
Yeah, in terms of Texas, I think it comes down to Biden and Bernie. Biden certainly has momentum, but I imagine his early vote performance is going to pale in comparison to his election day performance. And so it's just simply a question of the ratio between election day and early vote. If early vote's more like 2/3 of the vote, I think Bernie will win Texas. I will say this. I think Biden's going to win 4 or 5 states on Tuesday night. All the southern states, Alabama, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, maybe Virginia. These southern states, I think, are likely to go to Biden, but Sanders is going to win 12, maybe 13 states. Klobuchar may win Minnesota. It's going to be a head-to-head race. It already kind of is, but on Wednesday it's going to be a head-to-head race. And so then we have to find out, does Bloomberg drop out, endorse Biden, and what does Elizabeth Warren do? She's in some ways in a tougher spot because I think she's more aligned with Sanders than she is with Biden.
Okay. All right. Matt, Ed, thank you both for coming in and sharing your perspectives with us tonight.
Thanks.